Okay, today we're going to start on our pumpkin patch gardens. We're going to use something special called linear perspective. Linear perspective is a technique that makes it look like our drawing has distance. Like you could just run down that field for ages. And we're not going to get this far today. We're not going to get to coloring, but we're going to get our lines drawn with pencil first. Okay, kind of like this. And then we're going to trace those lines with black marker. That's about how far I want us to get today. So what we're going to do first is write our name, our teacher's name, and our table number. And I'll pretend that I'm in Mr. Trout's class. And I'll pretend that I sit at table number 2. And then we're going to flip our paper over. And you can notice that we're using our paper short and long ways this way because we're doing something called landscape mode. So I've got my paper all ready to go, and I'm going to draw a horizon line. A horizon line is the line that divides the sky from the ground. It's just right here. And you can see that it's up towards the top of the page. It's not towards the middle or the bottom, because we want to have a lot of ground in this picture. So I'll just draw a line across like this. And I want to make sure that I'm drawing lightly with my pencil so that if I need to erase, then I can. And then we're going to put a dot on that horizon line. You can see right here there's a dot. This is called a vanishing point. Vanish means to disappear. And all of the garden rows are going to go right to that vanishing point. And that makes it look like it's got distance and it's far away. So I'm going to pick somewhere kind of in the middle. I'll put this in for my vanishing point. And then I'm going to draw 2 lines coming out from that vanishing point in kind of a triangle shape for that first garden row. And I'm just doing my best to draw a straight line. It's okay if yours looks a little bit different than mine. After I've got these 2 in here, I'm going to draw 2 more lines. Okay, there's another one. And then I'm going to draw 2 more lines here as well. Okay, so I should have 5 garden rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, one thing that's important to do when we want to make our picture look like it has distance is to put our plants in this case pumpkins, because we're doing a pumpkin patch. We're going to draw our plants in there big to small. They get smaller and smaller as they get to that vanishing point. If we were to forget that step, our picture would look pretty wonky and kind of flat. You can see here, this carrot is closer to the sun than it is to us, and it's huge. It looks really strange, and same with that pumpkin. It doesn't look quite right. So let's put our pumpkins in. You can see in this example that I've got lots of different shapes of pumpkins. I did sort of round ones right here, these like bumpy kind right here, the tall ones, little baby ones, long, short ones. So you can do lots of different kinds of pumpkins. And before I put all those details on my pumpkins, I'm going to just put the shape in here. And remember, we're starting big, and as we go further back, we're getting smaller and smaller. Okay, I'm going to do a really tall one right here. And I'm getting smaller and smaller as I go back. I think I'll do one of those wonky, bumpy ones right here. And I'm putting the shapes in first. Remember, big to small. And when I've got my pumpkins in, then I'll go ahead and put some details in on this. Okay, I'm going to do a really long one like that. Short, long ones. Starting big and going small all the way back. Okay, I'm going to do little ones right here. You can do different than this. You don't have to do the same thing. You can have different shapes of pumpkins in different rows. You can have all the same shape in all the rows if you want. It's up to you. This is your artwork. Okay, now I think I'm going to add some details in here, just like this one. It's got the sun, a cloud, a little barn, some blades of grass. You can put, you know, what you'd like in yours. Here's a barn, if you want to do a barn. I just do a square. And I do another square and put an X. I put a line from this corner to that corner. And then I'll put a roof. Here's the middle right here. Make a little line. Okay, and I'm going to erase this one here like that. Okay, you might want to put a scarecrow in. Okay, you could put a rabbit or other wildlife. I'll put a sun in here. Maybe you want yours at nighttime and you have a moon or something. Got a cloud in here. Some blades of grass. Okay, you get to pick. And I'm going to go in here again and I'll put all these details in on my pumpkins. I can do the curlicues and I can put a leaf in. I'm going to do some bumpy lines in here for this one to make it feel like it is a round shape. Can add those bumps in there. And I'll go ahead and do those details on all of these pumpkins. And it will end up something like this. And when I've got my details in, then I can trace it with a black marker. And this is about how far I'd like us to be today.